Take your coffee. I got mine. Today we're gonna talk about the 10 things I wish I knew in my 20s, turning 25 this year. I got my self-made mug. It's the Stockholm summer inspired cup. I love it. I made it myself. At the end of the year, I turned 25 and I feel like I've seen a lot, I've done a lot, and I think it's time to reflect. I have 5 more years to go to my 30s. I want to make the best of it, maybe do some things differently. Yeah. In my short life, I moved abroad. I moved from Germany to France for love. We did very long distance and now I'm settled in Paris. I got my dream apartment. I got paxed, which is like some sort of like marriage-ish in France. I did my bachelor, I did my master. I basically did everything I wanted. And there are still things that I'm upset about that I haven't done it, and I know I'm very happy. I'm the happiest I have ever been. I'm very grateful for all the opportunities I had, but there's always some sort of reflection that we need to do. So let's start with number 1. I am so sad I never did like a world travel. How do you call these? Backpacking. I'm not sure if backpacking is really my thing, but I wanted to travel the world more. And when I finished high school, I actually wanted to go to Australia and New Zealand and travel there for maybe 3 months. But my parents said no. They said first education and then afterwards you can do it. That never happened. Now I'm turning 25 and I still haven't been to Australia, which is such a bummer. Travel the world, kids. Do it. Don't listen to your parents. The second thing I think is so important is studying what you want instead of studying for somebody else. I think that I always knew I wanted to study something in fashion and business, and I wasn't allowed to study business or fashion business. So I studied international business because I knew I wanted to go abroad. It also helped me with my English, and I thought I would be better at like being international, moving abroad, getting away from the place I live. It kind of did, but those 4 years have been tough. I didn't really like studying it. Didn't really care about economics. I mean, it's good to know. Don't say it's not a good choice, but it wasn't just for me. I didn't love it, and it took me a lot of like energy to actually study it. I think I've been very good at pushing myself, but in the end I'm kind of stuck in a degree and a field I wouldn't have chosen. Yeah. Number 3 is kind of the same as number 1. I've always wanted to live for like a month or 2, maybe even longer in Stockholm. I don't know, I visited the city when I was 16. I think I was 16 and I fell in love. It's so clean, the air is clean, the streets are clean. I don't know, there was just something about Stockholm that I really love. I still want to live there for like maybe a month or 2 or maybe even 3, I don't know, to just try it out and see if I like it. I know my boyfriend would never move to Stockholm with me, but I would love to try it out. Maybe I will still do that in the future, but that's on my to-do list. I think it would have been really nice to have done that before getting into a relationship. If you're single, move to that city, move to that country and do it all by yourself. I highly recommend. Number 4 is it is okay to outgrow your friends. And I think this is a really big one because I'm from a small town and I don't have a lot of contact with the people from my town anymore. It's not necessarily because I haven't tried, but I think that we're just living so many different lives and have different opinions about the world, have a different view, put our energy somewhere else, or try to build different things. And that's okay. And we had an amazing time, but it took me a lot of time to acknowledge that and to say, okay, we had a good time. I really enjoyed being your friend, and it's okay that we go a separate way. This is something I still struggle with every day, but we will get there. We'll find new friends, we'll meet new people. As long as you stay open for it, I'm pretty sure anything you want will happen. Things happen for a reason. The right people will come into your life and they will come at the right moment. That's just being said. The last 3 years, I'm doing influencer work. I also did some modeling work, freelancing. I worked for other brands. I have my own coffee book. I don't know, I did a lot of things. And I always say yes to everything because I always think it could be an opportunity and that could be your opportunity. And sometimes it's better to say no. We'll have to learn that along the way. It's hard to determine which opportunity is a good opportunity and which one is a bad one. So I took a lot and I learned the hard way that, yeah, not opportunity is made for you. So it's sometimes good to say no. Do you want a story? Okay, let's do one story time. So I got invited to do a live stream with like a secondhand brand. I think I've also covered this on my YouTube. And it went super, super strange. The communication was strange. The way that they used me was strange. They said, okay, we will not pay you, but you will get Chanel clothes. But it was actually the employees' clothes from the Chanel store. Not saying I'm not happy with it, but not what I expected. I don't need clothes like as in multiple pieces. I don't know, it was just very strange. Then the girl I was talking to, I knew her from before. The owner of the business fired her the next day. It's a super strange story. I think what I've learned is to do more research myself and also to say no. When you have a gut feeling it's not good, just because you know the person, just say no. Number 6. Take care of your mental health. That can be being more in nature, that can be doing more self-care, that can be more exercising or going more on mental health walks, being with people that give you energy. I think that I forgot along the way how important mental health is. I've been sick for, I don't know, there were like 2-3 years where I was quite sick. Not a lot of people knew, but it was a lot of physical problems that then resulted in mental problems. When I was finally able to acknowledge that to myself, I was in the hospital and I told the doctor like, hey, well, you know my story, I've been through a lot and I think it's time to start talking to somebody. German hospitals are the funniest. They don't have internet and they have no empathy. And so this woman was dead ass and said, I don't think you need that. Like, I read your file and it's not that bad. Like, you can deal with that. And I was like, okay, so apparently what I went through is not that bad. So I guess I have to deal with that. I should have told her right on the spot. First of all, I come here saying I need mental health. That means I need it. And second of all, how dare you say that to a patient? So I don't care. But I should have stand up for myself, definitely. If you need help, take it. Find it. Go for it. And don't let anybody tell you that you actually don't need it because they don't think what you went through is not bad enough. Number 7, enjoying small moments in life. It's so easy to get caught up in somebody else's bad energy or in work or in what you're doing right now. And I think as society, I'm not just saying it for myself, but I think that we forget how lucky we are and how small things can mean so many big things. That can be somebody cooking for you, that can be somebody asking how are you, that can be, I don't know, there can be so many small things. And I think that we are sometimes looking too negative at the world, that we forget that there are small things that make us very happy. And so I think it's important to appreciate those more and be a little bit more positive in life. Number 8 is self-love. And I think that comes also with confidence. I wouldn't say that I'm super confident, but I'm pretty sure that I like myself. Is that something you can say? I don't know. I don't think I'm super confident. I definitely have some parts that I could work on, but to be honest, I don't really care about what you think of me or what other people say. They can say whatever they want. At the end of the day, the people that know you will know the truth. I think loving yourself is such an important thing that will make your life and also the people around you so much easier. I cannot really say how to work on it. I don't know. But appreciate yourself, love yourself more. Loving yourself is, I think, very important. For example, I am doing social media in China. I've heard quite a lot that I'm fat. I had a manager that was putting hashtag fat piggy, hashtag fat girl. I didn't know because it was in Mandarin, so I will never know, I will not understand. And so I went to a shop in Paris and this woman was like, oh, let me check your Red account. And she was like, you know that your manager is putting hashtag fat girl, hashtag piggy girl? And I was like, what? What? That really took me by surprise because I know I'm not the skinniest person in the world because I love food. I just ate bread with cheese because I love bread and cheese. I could be more skinnier, but will that make me happier? Because I will not be able to eat bread and cheese all the time and I love that too much. So it is what it is. You have to take me for who I am or not, that's fine. But that definitely took me personally. I was quite sad. But you know what? Let's go to number 9, and that is learn to let that go. So I let that go, and now I'm looking back and I was like, I was so much skinnier back then. Can you imagine what they think of me now? So yeah, whatever. You're never gonna be the prettiest person in the room. You're never gonna be the skinniest person in the room. You're never gonna be the fattest person in the room. You can only be the nicest person in the room. And I think that's sometimes what we forget. What you give back. So you give positive energy, you will get that back. When some people are just giving you bad energy, let them go. Learn to let it go. I know it's easier said than done. I wish I was better at that, but it's still a process and I'm learning it. I'm still learning it. So my coffee is starting to get cold. I'm wearing, by the way, a cardigan from Virginia Volken and it's so high quality. I love it. I think the stripes are so pretty. Let me know what you think. Okay, number 10 is invest in your passion. That doesn't mean you have to throw money straight away. It also means spending more time. I love singing and playing guitar, and whenever I'm busy at work and I have a million projects going on, it's just something that I forget to do. And it's 10 and I don't want to annoy the neighbors because they know how to annoy me at 12 a.m. So take more time. And if you like drawing, draw more. If you like biking, go out and bike more even when it rains. Do the things you love and that will make you a happier person. Invest in your passion, because that will give you energy and you need that energy. And that are the 10 things I knew in my 20s, turning 25 this year. Oh my god, it's gonna be so old. I still feel like I'm 16 and then at the same time I feel like I'm 83. I don't know, I feel like I'm a grandma stuck in a young hot body. What can I say? I hope you learn from my mistakes or life lessons, and I hope to see you soon. Bye!